And you get to see it in English, and you're like, oh. That I have walked, that I have advocated for you in these years. I've spent that Hitler gave in German. And you get to see it in English, and you're like, oh. That I have walked, that I have advocated for you in these years. I've spent my time in service of my people. Now cast your vote. If yes, then stand up for me as I have stood up for you. When you see those things, those speeches, I thought it was all like, we gotta exterminate the Jews. That's not what he's saying. And also, he's methed out of his mind. Like, you think, oh yeah, Hitler's on all kinds of amphetamine.
So yeah, if they can lie how they have been doing about me and who I am, and take my child away from me when all I was doing was educating my people, then they can also lie about the history of Hitler. And I have felt it all the time. But there have been no proof, and there have been no access to Hitler's speech. And that I have always thought that is weird. Where is Hitler's speech? Everything is just movies about Hitler. Other people talking bad about Hitler. There is no real proof that he was this mean, evil person that they say. And if the German people had these concentration camps, was it against Hitler's regime, or was Hitler demanding these concentration camps? I personally have never seen any real evidence. I doubt it sometimes.
What they can do now is they can translate like Hitler's speech. They've got Hitler's speeches that Hitler gave in German. And you get to see it in English, and you're like, oh. That I have walked, that I have advocated for you in these years. I've spent my time in service of my people. Now cast your vote. If yes, then stand up for me as I have stood up for you. When you see those things, those speeches, I thought it was all like, we gotta exterminate.
I understand his anger, and he shows his anger in order for people to wake up. Sometimes you need to show your anger in order for people to wake up. Maybe all that he was doing was waking up his people to all kinds of truths. And I think that Hitler knew everything about everything going on in this world. He was doing deep research on many topics. He was super intelligent. And if he was on drugs, then also it would have made him super intelligent, because drugs are making people intelligent. But if they cannot control their temper, it is a problem. Being a politician is a hard job, and when you spend all your time like this Hitler do, and you spend all your time like I do in investigating and trying to figure out what's going on in this world. And now I cannot investigate so much because I don't have out-of-body experience, and I cannot invest so much because I don't have capital. I don't have money to investigate. So I can only sit and meditate and watch people, what they say on the internet, and look within my own heart and sit and think deeply about things and meditate upon it and use my intuition. That is my oracle methods, right? And then I also read many signs. In people's body language, their face expressions, and many other things that I had to learn from a very, very early age in order to understand what was going on around me, because I didn't feel safe. I knew that my parents was not taking utmost good care for me, and that they were not with me, they were against me, as the narcissists they are.
Jews, that's not what he's saying. And also, he's methed out of his mind. Like, oh yeah, Hitler's on all kinds of amphetamine. What they can do now is they can translate like Hitler's speech. They've got Hitler's speeches that Hitler gave in German.
I want to see all those speeches. I want them delivered to me, translated and into English. I need that material in order to be able to judge and to able to know what has been going on back then. We don't have to kill off all Jews if they are not the bad guys in this world. But I really am against the vaccination program, and I really think that is the World Health Organization is making bad decisions. So what Trump is doing nowadays is good and only good. I see that he's doing good in society.
And you get to see it in
They're lying about so many diseases that they say they cannot cure them. They're still, and then the way they are curing them is absurd. It's like ridiculous. The way they're curing HIV, make us dependent on taking pills for the rest of our life and injections. The way they're curing cancer and suppress information about the true beneficial healing methods of healing cancer.
She like, oh, that I have walked, that I have advocated for you in these years.
The way that they lie about that HIV cannot be cured. Nationalism is considered as bad, but that is what make people feel that they know each other, that they understand each other when they are a nation. That make people feel safe with each other. So people in Germany were not feeling safe with the Jews around, and that might be the Jews' fault, and that might also be the German people's fault.
I've spent my time in service.
But I think that Hitler maybe, just maybe, was bringing clarity to the whole matter. And then there were some people who didn't want the truth to be out there, who didn't see that they could benefit from this truth being out there. I really think that he knew stuff. He knew stuff that nobody had discovered yet. And that was why he rose to power so quickly.
Now cast your vote. If yes, then stand up for me as I have stood up for you. When you see those things, those speeches.
He was also being bullied in school, like I was being bullied all my life. And so he had also a great need to take control of things, because he noticed how unfair the world is towards people with talent. He was actually a very talented painter, and I don't see Hitler as an evil person, and not necessarily an evil person. And I think that people are hypnotized to think that he was all bad. They don't want to look at the real Hitler. We only have movies. Why people don't look at the real material, and then you can start to have an opinion about him. I have never dared to have a real opinion about that man, because I was not living in his time. I never dared to judge that man, and because how can you judge a man that if you don't have not ever seen a full speech translated into your own language so that you can understand what he's talking about? So I feel we have been manipulated with, and I feel that people are too quickly to judge, people are too easy to be manipulated, and they trust too much their authorities, and they never question anything. They just follow blind people who are in charge of society.
I thought it was all
and in
like
charge of and in control of what we are allowed to get information about and what we are not allowed to get information about.
exterminate the Jews. That's not what
How
he said.
they have taken my son away from me unfairly is the same race and anger like he might have been feeling when he was not acknowledged by the Jews to become a great artist. He wanted to become a great artist, not necessarily a politician. He was not even power greedy back then. He just wanted to be a great artist and be seen and be noticed for his intelligence and his artistic qualities. He wanted to understand this world. He was a vegetarian. He was studying different kinds of religions. And if you are not studying nutrition and you're not studying this world intensively like Hitler actually did, that is admirable what he did, then you are ignorant. Hitler was not ignorant. I don't see an ignorant Hitler. Hitler was everything but ignorant. And maybe it was good old-fashioned revenge, as some people call it. But there is much more to it.
And also, he's methed out of his mind. Like, Hitler was on all kinds of amphetamine. What they can do
I
now
think that he wanted to rescue the whole world from that Jewish company of elite people, and maybe there has also been some Iranian people who manipulate with us and who are in control of the banks and in control of the vaccination programs. There is something totally wrong with vaccinating people. That is slow killing us. That is making our natural immune system out of lesser and lesser. That is gradually spoiling our immune system and give our immune system, give the rich people, elite in control, the power to one day control everything we think and everything we feel and how we have to live our life. That is their decisions, because they can just decide everything for us, or we will not get our medical treatment, So never give away your immune system. That is the best gift from Mother Nature, that you have an immune system. But you need to know what to eat and what not to eat in order to stay healthy. And to catch virus and bacteria, as I do, is not normal. It's not normal. But when you have a damaged bone structure, then you are more, then you can more easily catch such different kinds of diseases. And when you have a kidnapped child, which is not an easy thing to go through, then it might also influence one's immune system, and I have a kidnapped child, so my life is not easy. So trust in your immune system. Your immune system can combat every kind of disease if you are eating the right kind of things and drinking the right kind of things. And Hitler, he knew a lot about what to eat and what not to eat. He was intelligent. He was not that stupid fool that that people want to portray him like the most evil man on earth ever existed. And we don't know who was running those concentration camps. Maybe it was not Hitler himself. Maybe it was the Muslims they were fighting. We don't know. We were not living at that point of time. Let's start to dig into this material. let's publish it for everyone to see on the internet. I think we all deserve to be able to see this material about Hitler's all we have evidence of his speeches translated into English. And also with an assurance that this is the real Hitler, is not just AI that has made it. And why is this evidence being talked about now that we have AI? It's because now people dare to talk about it, because it's not such a big threat to the elite people in power if it's talked about now, because it can just be excused with, oh, it's just AI, it's just AI. Everything, all new truths is coming out now when AI is created, because AI can be our excuse for saying that is not true, that is not true, that is not true. So it's kind of safe now, right, to have an opinion. But it's not good. It's not good.
You can translate like Hitler's speech. They've got Hitler's speeches that
It's not good to judge people that when you don't have the real evidence for it. It's not good to talk about some history when you were never there. It's not good to blame history when you were not part of it and when you don't see any evidence. It's not good to just blind follow blind when you don't know anything about anything, but you just reconstruct the whole history, make a movie out of it, write some books about what he was about, and then publish Mein Kampf. I must admit, I have never ever read the book because I struggle in life. I don't buy books. I don't have access to books or online material to download. I don't waste any money on that. What I focus on is always to create a home. And I lost my home in Denmark. I lost everything that I had in Denmark after the kidnapping of my child. It's starting with a taxi driver who stole my golden watch, and then I dropped some earrings, and we have a language in Danish that say one disaster doesn't come alone. It has been disasters after disasters ever since, but now I focus on myself and myself only. I don't dare to have any people in my life because they're always there to destroy my life, destroy my opportunity for creating a home, and now I focus on creating a home. And now they steal my golden ring in order for me to not create my home, but I will focus not on golden ring, I will focus on creating my home.
Gave in German. And you get to see it in English, and you're like, oh.
When a white man talk this body language, then it's okay.
That I have watched.
But if a black man, if a black man, I think I said it wrong. If a black man has this body language, right, then it will be okay. No, that's just African nature to express your feelings. But when a white man dare to express his feelings, then it's not okay. As to why it's not okay, I don't know. Why it's not okay? Why are we not allowed to have a freedom of speech the same way as the African people? Why are we not allowed to express anger when we are angry? Why are we not allowed to say our true opinions without censorship? Why are we not allowed to be against vaccinations in Denmark and talk about spirituality and Kundalini awareness without getting kidnapped our children, or have all kinds of other problems in society with the people of society and getting our reputation and our name totally spoiled, being imprisoned again and again and again? I was cast into a small police cell, prison cell, There was nothing in sight. I was hungry, I was tired, there was no bed to sleep in, I was hungry, I was not offered any food for 24 hours. I was a mom who loved my child. Why I'm not allowed to be me, just exactly who I am? Why is Danish government against me suddenly? I was living the most beautiful life with my son. I had designed the most beautiful apartment. We always had enough money to get enough food. I didn't only use the money for food and apartment. I was investing in my child, looking good, always clean. I took him to Legoland. I took him to Tivoli. I took him in Copenhagen. I took him into nature. Almost every day we were going for a walk. In the weekends we were going down to the lakes and around the lakes, and we were feeding the animals, the birds living around near that lake. I was starting to teach him English, and he was excellent. And I did it in a funny and intelligent way. I encouraged him to be a great painter. He was a great painter as 4-year-old, painting the most excellent, profound, deep, profound, intelligent paintings, abstract paintings, just by letting that innocent, true artist inside him express himself on a canvas. If an elephant can paint, why was my 4-year-old child envied for being a great artist?
I have advocated for you in these years. I've spent my time in service of my people. Now cast your vote. If yes, then stand up for me as I am stood up for you. When you see those things, those speeches, I thought it was all like, we gotta exterminate.
And I was not allowed to express any feelings in Denmark. After the kidnapping of my son, I was crying at home silently, day after day after day after day, in a sofa. I knew that the only thing that there was in their mind, we want to imprison her. We want to make her utterly retarded inside those hospitals. We want to force medicine into her body. She have to be silenced.
The Jews, that's not what he's saying. And also, he's methed out of his mind. Like, you think, oh yeah, Hitler's on all kinds of amphetamine. What they can do now is they can translate, like...
And the Elon we have today, is it the real Elon? What have they done to Elon? He was doing so much good for Trump. Why do he suddenly have a black eye? And why he's sitting like he's on drugs? What has happened?
Hitler's speech. They've got Hitler's speeches that Hitler gave in German.
That is exactly how African men are speaking, and also some women who dare to speak like that in public. That is how black people are speaking when they want to convince people about something. So why is a white man not allowed to do that? We also have to question such things before we judge. Maybe it was jealousy. African people are very, very jealous at white people, not allowing them to have the same freedom of speech, not allowing them to have the same kind of success in life. There are many successful black people. Why they don't allow white men to be successful? Why they always work together in order to punish us? Why, when we talk common sense with good arguments, then the only thing they can answer back is, but it's deeper than that. And then think about, and then they don't have no arguments. It is just pure hatred. They want to punish all good white people nowadays because they want to give white people as much unfairness and much pain as they experience themselves. They want revenge. They want to punish innocent white people nowadays. They want revenge. And that is stupid. Revenge is stupid. Revenge is not intelligent. And that is not what Mother Nature wants. And we don't even know if they were mistreated. Every person who come to work for me here say they have been mistreated. They lie about I never give them food. I don't give them money or food. I give them double the salary of what they, or double the salary of what other people give their African workers. I give them food every day, and still, when they finish, they don't want to they're rude every day, and when they finish the job, they start to scream hysterical and accuse me for all kinds of things that I have never, ever done to them. And people who know me from Denmark know I'm a good person. I will never, ever mistreat African people. I came here to live together with them because I love them. I want to know everything about them. They are my great interest. I want to know what's going on in the world. And so I come here to investigate by living life, by just living a common life. And with my eyes and ears open, I can figure out all the truths, what is going on in this world.
That's exactly what it is. And you get this.
The African people use guilt blaming, and that is a war tactic. And they lie about white men a lot. So we have to be very, very careful because there's a war going on, African people against white people. So we don't have to ignore that fact.
See it in English, and you're like, oh. That I have what?
So why is Fred ikke sen, our president of Denmark, inviting so many African people into Denmark and spending so many millions of Danish kroner, Danish money, in order to invite them to Denmark? What is it about? It's not to betray Danish people? It is.
I have advocated for you in these years. I've spent my time in service
It's not ignorance about what is going on?
of my people. Now cast your vote. If yes, then stand up for me as I have stood up for you. When you see those
So you see, this speech has been about something that everybody could relate to. If not, you cannot scream hysterical like that if it's just about killing the Jews. There's more to it, and we need to investigate what it's really, truly about. Right? Here in Africa, they also scream like that and say, kill the Boers, kill the... But this is more extreme because the white people has been suppressed. Cast out of the Garden of Eden in Africa. They had to battle after the battle until the white people of Denmark had to go to Denmark in order to have some peace of this earth and peace, you know? And so you need to see the full picture. We white people are from the inner world, and those African people is here on the surface of the earth originally. Then white people come, and then white people build beautiful societies. We call it Tataria, but it was not Tataria. That is again to manipulate with history book. We have to dive deeper into the truths. It has been pyramids and Tataria, beautiful buildings everywhere. We have a pyramid in Denmark, in the Faroe Island. We have also Tatarian architecture in Denmark. We have it in America. We have it everywhere in the entire world. We don't have it in so much in I'm not sure if we have it in Africa. I'm actually not sure if we have it in Africa. Maybe it was destroyed. But we have the pyramids of Egypt, right? But the Tartarian building, where are they? In Tanzania. I've not seen them. So then we were cast out of those beautiful buildings. And I really truly believe so that a mud flood was created, and that mud flood was created by Amon-Ra, a black king, African king. So that must be the whole picture. And what they are afraid of, why they don't allow white man to succeed, what they are afraid of is that white men see colors. Black people don't see as many colors as we do. White man is artist. He see colors. Our blue eyes see colors. Their black eyes don't distinguish between different shades of brown and different shades of blue and green. They only see black, white, and maybe red. They can't distinguish between the colors. At least that is what I'm experiencing again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And maybe they are just playing stupid. I think so. Sometimes they're playing stupid, or maybe they are less equipped with the capability to the biological instruments to distinguish colors. And then they start to envy the black man because he is not colorblind. And then they make it into a war between white and black because they are very jealous about white men being able to see distinguish between the different colors. I think that we can distinguish between the different colors because we have lived inside the world where there is a rainbow sun. I'm not sure about all these things. It's just something that I've thought about lately because I encounter this problem again and again and again and again and again, that they simply don't understand what I'm talking about when I say turquoise and when I say green and when I say dark chocolate brown and when I say red brown. They don't have the slightest idea what it's about, okay?
Those speeches, I thought it was all like, we got exterminated.
And then the white people, their men allow their women to express themselves more freely. And that is also why the African man is so very, very, very much afraid of the white man taking his African women from him, because the white man he treats his woman in a different kind of way that scares African people. That's why they don't want white men to believe he's anything of value.
Hey, the Jews, that's not what he's saying. Right?
There's a lot of racism like this against white people. So if we have Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, we can say that the snake was a white man tempting the black Eve. Tempting the black Eve. And then Adam got jealous, and then he told that snake to go to hell, to go out of Africa to another country. And that snake was also is a symbol of the Jacob's son that was forced out of, or was it Jacob? Now I don't remember the whole story. Jacob and Sarah's son was most likely a white kid, because Sarah could not have children, and then Jacob had a child with an Egyptian slave. And that slave was white, I think, because white people were working as slaves back then. So that child didn't inherit anything. He was forced out of Africa by a very jealous Sarah. Do you understand what has happened? And then he has not yet been offered any land. The Danes are part of his, the Danes are, and the Jews are descendants of Sarah and Jacob's child. Actually, it was not Sarah's biological child, but a white Egyptian slave, and I don't remember her name, and her name is actually more important to remember, so I will refresh that those historical names in my mind again. I have been through a lot of narcissism, and that is why my brain is not is having these problems. I don't have problems in remembering, but I have problems sometimes that I certainly cannot remember, and then I have to look the names up again. I have gone through so much narcissism that it has injured my brain. I meet so many people who are against my article, so many people who don't want to cooperate in real life, and maybe there are some people out there online who support my ideas and who likes who I am, and then they must start to support me online and tell people to start to love me and tell people to start to cooperate with me. It's very important for my article to survive and my brain to survive and fight these narcissistic people in society that is against my article, to start to dare to show that you are on my side.
That's not what he's saying. And also, he's methed out of his mind. Like, you think, oh yeah, Hitler's on all kinds of amphetamine. What they can do now is they can translate like
And
Hitler.
I don't know why they only show a short something of this interview. I need to find this whole entire interview and see what it's about. Maybe I can get more information about it. But I've never thought that this man's intention was to kill all Jews. He was convinced by the Muslim, wasn't it so, that didn't want to receive the Jews, and that was also what's going on in Palestine today, Israel today, that the Palestinians don't accept Jews in their country, but the Jews have nowhere to go. Where should the Jews go then? They have tried Australia, they have tried India, they have tried so many places, and no people want to give them a piece of their land where they can live in peace. Isn't it so? So it's understandable what is going on in Israel nowadays. They are fighting for their homeland. They want a peaceful place on earth where they can heal from past trauma from the Second World War. If it's even true, and if it's not a narcissistic argument in order to claim a piece of land. But they have proven that they are united people within their hearts. They have been spread around this world, and so they should have a chance to, and they have cooperated as a national team, so they should also have their own country. Of course they should have a piece of land where there's no Palestinian people, Muslim people to bully them and hate them and threaten them on a daily basis, because that is what they are doing, and that is also what the African people are doing to white people. If we accept that kind of behavior, then it's done with white people. Then it's done, completely done, because then we give the power to black people society, where the majority of black people society are Christians and Muslims, and they are all completely insane. I think that the fact that Hitler was had more clarity is the reason why. He was not a Christian, he was spiritual. And I think that he had many, many good speeches that we don't know about, that we don't have access to. And that is why we judge him as evil. He was spiritual as I am spiritual, so I am a Kundalini awareness. Actually, he might have been Kundalini awareness, a real king. As I am Kundalini awareness, we are not searching for the truth. We do deep research. We notice everything in society, body language, everything, more small details. It's nothing. Is far, far, far from being insane. It is clarity, Kundalini awareness. And when he have so much life force to move his arm theatrical up and down, they say they have constructed, and he have been shown how to do this in order to capture the audience. They say he has been instructed. I think it was natural. I think he had a natural body language like that because he had been going through a lot of hardships, a lot of bad stuff, and he had realized a lot of things, and that was raising his anger, so he wanted the truth out there. That is just my personal opinion, and I cannot judge it to be true before I have seen the material that they are talking about now, and before I have more evidence, and before I'm allowed to time travel to see the real thing. I will never ever judge it to be evil and evil only. There must be more to this story. Amen. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know what you're doing and not be so blind to the truth always and just follow blind. Blind is leading blind nowadays. That is not difficult to see.